What's going on, everybody? So I'm just gonna start off by saying it's 85 degrees in my garage right now, so bear with me if I'm sweaty and winded. So I just wanted to tell everybody what I've been up to with the King motor 30.5 cc Baja. So what I did is that was a return, and I was going through it, and it was covered in oil. There was oil all over the chassis on it. Every single gasket was wet. So I had no idea if the gaskets were bad, if um, maybe somebody, I don't know. But what I think ended up happening was there was two exhaust gaskets in the flange. So maybe that's where the leak was coming from. But anyways, I tore the motor down. And while I have the motor torn down, I can't just leave it alone because that's just who I am. So I just kind of was messing with it. I play around with this stuff because it's interesting to me. I'm not an expert on anything by any means. So I just kind of tool around a little bit with it with my little cheap Harbor Freight Bauer Dremel tool that if you're going to do something, don't buy this. This is garbage. Spend the money, buy a real Dremel. But anyways, what I've been doing is just kind of messing around with this 30.5, and actually, let me get this on the right side. So this goes here. The transfers on this motor are actually really nice, in my opinion. If you look up in here where the brows are, they're ported nice from the factory. This is, a stock head that I just took off. What I am doing is something that I've never done before, and I'm actually, you can see in there, I'm dimple porting the intake. I have never done this before. So what this is actually doing, I actually dimple ported this too, is these dimples are supposed to cause turbulent in the flow of the air fuel mixture, and I don't know, atomize it or keep it in suspension or something like that. From what the research I've been doing on this, because you know this is what I do. When I can't sleep or anything, this is what I look at is stuff like this, and I guess you're supposed to either roughen up the intake side or this dimpling works really well. Um, they said polish the exhaust if you're going to, but that really doesn't do anything. But make sure that the intake side is rough, and that's for that turbulent effect, the flow effect in the air fuel mixture. Now, like I said, this is actually port matched very well from stock. This thing is actually one of the nicer motors I've seen. Um, it has the split transfers in here. I the 29cc I think is ported similar, but I think the 29, the Roven 29, I think only has a single transfer. I don't think it's a split transfer. Don't quote me on that, but um, these little small bore motors are actually really good out of the box. You shouldn't have to mess with them that much. Now keep in mind, I'm literally only doing this dimple porting on the intake. I haven't messed with port timing, squish, anything like that. I'm just literally dimple porting this. And then what I'm gonna do here into the crank is I'm going to, there's just a wee little bit here that I'm gonna tune up a little bit, and then down into here I'm gonna give it a little turbo port, and then I'm just gonna maybe cut a little groove here just to oil the bearings on both sides, and then I am going to polish the case up. I do feel like in here this case should be polished. I don't know. It could be rough for a reason, but I'm gonna polish this all down in here and put it back together. I am gonna put it back together with a copper base gasket, just because I ended up buying one from King Motor, and other than that, that's what I got going for this. Of course, I'm going to put SKF bearings and seals in it because that's my preferred brand of choice when I do bearings, either SKF or Timken, and SKF are a little bit more readily accessible for me. So that's what I did. But like I said, yeah, dimple porting. We'll see how it works. Yeah. Now this thing here, this is the aluminum carbon take spacer for the 23 through the 30.5 or 32 or something like that from Roven. This is from Roven. And this thing is it's very, very, very closed off on the head side of the intake. So you're gonna have to open this up if you ever if you buy one of these. And yeah, but so that's what I got going. This should be back together soon, so I could take it for a rip. Just waiting on parts now. Seems like every time I order parts, I start looking at it, or the parts I wanted, they're not what I wanted when I ordered them. So this will be back together shortly. In the meantime, just hang tight, bear with me. I do have some other projects that I want to resurrect. Mainly the earthquake. I want to get that thing, continue my testing with that. So I'm going to resurrect that project, and then the volcano project. I ended up, I'll leave a link in the description for that video. That was the redcat volcano that I got from an eBay seller that was completely roached engine-wise. Well, they made that right. I'm going to tell everybody that if you buy from that seller, they'll make it right for you. So that's what's going on with that. I have all the parts to make that right again. We'll resurrect that project as well. It's just I like doing this 5th scale stuff. This is interesting to me. As you can see behind me, I got that is the Bullet MT behind me. So we're going to be ripping that soon. The trophy truggy. I got a lot of stuff to do, so just bear with me, you know. Bear with me. This is my hobby. I only get, you know, a certain amount of time to do this, certain amount of time to, you know, film if I'm going to film something, because YouTube sometimes just isn't my thing, you know. So, like I said, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.